Thailand's flood could knock off 35 billion baht of tourism revenue, which tourism accounts for about 7% of the national GDP. Concerns are now focused on the government's protection of the Bang Chan and Lat Krabang industrial estates as well as Suvarnabhumi Airport. Kongkrit Hiranyakit, the Tourism Council of Thailand's president for policy and planning, said the floods would knock 35 billion baht of tourism revenue as tourist arrivals have dropped by 15 to 20% on warnings against travel to Bangkok issued by more than 30 countries. Suvarnabhumi Airport in Bangkok is the gateway to Thailand for 70% of incoming tourists. The decline in arrivals will result in the loss of 25 billion baht in tourism revenue, he said. Domestic tourism was also off 30% because of road damage and cancelled events. This will cut tourism revenue by 10 billion baht. Thailand's floods may cost between 300 billion baht and 400 billion baht, or 3% to 4% of gross domestic product, Barclays Capital said today in a report. Barclays Capital reduced its forecast for Thai economic growth to 2.4% this year and 4.5% in 2012 and said it expects the Bank of Thailand cut its benchmark interest rate by 50 basis points at the November 30 policy meeting. The areas affected by the flooding account for 54% of Thailand's gross domestic product, according to Barclays Capital.
We'll be back the next break to recap on international movements, so stay tuned.
The time to a real test to despite the involvement of extra-regional powers.
And joining our ASEAN Business Report today is Pilun Bhanic-Supapol, the Director of International Trade Strategy and Planning, or DEP. Welcome to the program, Pilun. สวัสดีครับ
Hello คุณพิรุณ Can you hear us สวัสดีครับคุณพิรุณ
ครับสวัสดีครับผมปิรันนะครับ
อ๋อปิรัน
ผม
Excuse me
ครับผม
I'm really sorry I apologize คุณ
alright.
ปิรันครับ What are the points of focus for the exporters for a brainstorm session to be held next week by the Department of Export Promotion? Would they cover like key flood recovery and Western economic instability topics?
Yes, sir. As everybody has witnessed, the flood situation has given a big effect for the Thai economy. The flood is moving from the northern part of Thailand to the central area of the country. And the massive volume of water has ruined or devastated parts of the country's economy as well as affecting the daily work of the Thai people and their normal living conditions. So I think the government needs to address and determine the ways to recover this prime crisis urgently. And I think it's the Deputy Minister of Commerce decision to call a meeting, between the related parties, like the associations and the bankers and all that, to see how we can remedy the situation. And we have planned to organize this meeting on the 22nd at the Ministry of Commerce around 1:30. And we have invited more than 170 associations and bankers and, related organizations to sit together to discuss mainly the flood issues, not the European crisis, and to determine the needs of the business people and how they can actually seek financial assistance. So I hope that answers your question.
Who do you think would benefit from the discussion?
How the people who attend the meeting would benefit from this meeting?
Yeah, yes.
Right.
Well, I think, both parties will have a clearer picture. We would understand the needs of the private companies. And we are trying to pass this message on to other organizations that could assist them, such as the financial sector, how they could provide assistance, in terms of finance to accommodate, these people.
Kun Pilan, and how is the Thai export situation for this year and to the starting of next year?
Well, as you know, the first 9 months of this year, we have been doing pretty well.
Yes, yes.
Our export growth is around 25%. Our target for the year was about 14 to 15%. So, of course, some industries such as automobile and parts, electronics, food industries have been affected by the flood. But I think it would not actually have a significant effect because we have reserved quite a large reserve during the first 9 months. 25% is quite big.
Yeah.
So another 15% for the whole year, I think we should be able to accomplish that.
How about the starting of next year?
The starting of next year, well, we have actually, this is premature, but maybe an expansion of this year of about 10%. So I would say that, of course, it's a transition period. After the flood in December, if we have an effective and efficient way to remedy the problem, then I think the productions and exports of Thai goods and services during the first quarter of next year should not be affected so much.
Okay, Khun Pilan. Well, thank you for joining us.
To see. Okay.
Thank you for joining us today.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.